I have a couple chatters who are very good and are reliably selling for at least $500 a day, and I call them my chatter Marines. Now, even my chatter Marines, as disciplined as they are, as tough as nails as they are, they make a lot of mistakes. They do make a lot of mistakes. It's something I didn't want to believe because I was like, well, look at those numbers. Numbers don't lie. But then one day the numbers dropped. I checked the accounts and I was like, holy shit, you guys are fucking sucking balls. And I had to check, and this happened to my brave chatter Marines. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 4 mistakes that my chatters make with whales. Now, why am I talking about the mistakes they make with whales? Well, the guys who are good, they are working accounts that they have worked for a long time. There's a lot of repeat buyers on there. There's a lot of big spenders on there. And what I saw when I checked one account that has, I think, 1,000 subs, 1,000 paid subs, good subs, the girl's hot, the model's got a fuck ton of content, and like there is money there. They can sell to those subs. They can sell to new subs too, but there's no reason why they should only be selling $300 a day. Absolutely not. It's unacceptable. So they sell to whales is the point. Now, let's talk mistake number 1. The first mistake that they make with whales is having incredibly stupid and boring and pointless conversations that go nowhere. The way that I teach people to sell, is reasonably complex compared to most agencies where they're like, here's the content, good luck. What I teach them is the following. Number 1, you qualify the sub. You get specific information from the sub, such as their profession, their age, their location, and their hobbies. By asking questions. You ask them questions. What do you do for work? How old are you? Whatever. When they give the answer, you build a commonality with them based on the information they've given you. Oh, I work in construction. Really? My cousin is a welder. Amazing. That's so cool. Do you do welding also? That's a commonality. You told me something. Now I am going to say something to you about that thing that connects to me in some way. That's all. It doesn't have to be, oh, I'm in construction too. I love construction. Construction is the best. No. Simple. Secondary, tertiary connections. Fine. And then they transition into selling, which is a whole process. And then they sell, they go through the whole fucking script. And then, that's like, there's three sections, let's say 4, if you want to break qualifying and commonalities into 2 sections. But that's the point. Now, what happened, what I saw is that after the chatters went through the process once and sold content to the guy, what they would do is they would just stop doing that. And they would have these fucking stupid conversations to try to restart the conversation with the sub. They'd be like, hey babe, how are you? And if you have watched my videos, you know that a question that I cannot fucking stand to see in any chat is how are you? Why? Because it's not compelling. It's not interesting. Hey, how are you? I'm fine. I'm good. Okay. What did you do with that precious opportunity that you had to communicate with somebody who spent thousands of dollars and has thousands of dollars more to spend? If you just put 1% effort into this by use your brain. And I know my guys are not stupid. It's just laziness. That's all it is. It's fucking laziness. In fact, all of the mistakes on this list, all of the mistakes that pretty much all chatters make really just comes down to laziness. They want the quick money. They want the fast money. They don't want to have fucking long conversations with people. Like, I want to sell something for $80 now so I can get $80 and not, and burn this guy. I don't give a fuck. It's not my problem, right? It's all laziness. It's all bad fundamentals, which is why they need to be watched and they need to be reviewed and they need to be monitored on a regular basis. That said, the fuck is I talking about? What's not going to get you that $80 sale, bucko, is asking these motherfuckers, how are you? How's your day? How's your night? How's your weekend? What's up? What are you up to? Fuck you. You don't get to work on my accounts if you're going to do that. I'm sorry. I'll fucking fire you. I don't care. Anyway, you get the point. So here's the takeaway here. So if you're talking to whales, you need to constantly romance them. You need to constantly bring them compelling topics of discussion to discuss with them. You need to constantly, what's the word other than romance? Seduce them, okay? It is a constant fucking thing. it's not like you do it once and then, okay, you did it, good for you, and now they'll just buy from you forever, right? Or you do it once and they buy from you and then they stop and then you got to go fucking look for the next guy. No, that's not how this works. The way to make money in this is to get a couple guys who buy fucking everything, and you sell them everything, and you get money from them for every fucking reason that you can. And you're not going to do that by having really stupid, boring, pointless small talk conversations. Come up with interesting stuff to say. What I did now is I created different categories of what I call gambits. And what is a gambit? A gambit is it's like a template of a conversation that you have with somebody, and it's all scripted. You already know what you're going to say. So like whatever, it's like it's similar to the traditional pickup artist stuff where it's like you ask them, oh, who lies more, men or women, right? And there's more to it that goes in. There's more that goes into it than this, but like basic structure is like you ask them some fucking question, you get their opinion, you give your take, and then you say something about it, and inserted in whatever you say about it has some sort of like hypnotic language to get them to think something specific, which you then use to transition into selling or into an emotional connection or something like that. I realized that like, okay, fine, my chatters, I mean, I'm fucking 40 years old. I've studied personal development and pickup and sales more hours than all of them combined, probably times 10, like thousands of hours I fucking poured into this, not to mention all the time I spent doing it. So fine, maybe it's not fair for me to like expect them to have all my knowledge about having conversations with people. Fine. But like, you're not going to get there by asking, how are you? So, period. Second mistake that my chatters make with whales is trying to be slick. Trying to be slick. Now, what do I mean by trying to be slick? And before I tell you what this means, I'm going to tell you again that what it really comes down to is just fucking laziness. Okay? Trying to be slick, what that means is saying certain sentences or phrases that are designed to like bait the sub into a sexual conversation or some kind of conversation that will get them to give you money. These guys aren't stupid. And if you bait them in a very primitive way, then they're going to know what's up and they're going to fucking not engage with you in conversation, which is why I came up with these conversational gambits. For example, if you say, let's say you're a dumb shit chatter and you're like, I don't know, what's something fucking stupid? Oh, hey babe, I just got back from the gym. I'm so sweaty. Okay. The dude's heard that a million times. Maybe you've already used that. And the reason why this is shit to just say it just like that out of nowhere. Hey, let's say you combine the first two mistakes and it's like, hey babe, how are you? And the sub's like, oh, I'm good. How are you? And then you're like, oh, I'm good. I just got back from the gym. I'm all sweaty. The dude knows where you're going with this. Oh, really? And the problem is that you are relying on him to take the conversation sexual. So what would be better, right, is if you ran a more complex conversational gambit that instead of having one step or two steps, let's say if you include how are you, let's say you have one that includes 6 steps. He's not going to see that coming. And instead of like, instead of a yes or no question or instead of a simple statement that does not elicit a response, you have phrases or sentences or multiple sentences that are designed to get a response, maybe even a specific response from the sub that you can then parlay into what you say next, or maybe it's copy paste. Like I have copy paste for my guys. Now, are they going to do it? They better fucking do it. But like, it's another problem. Anyway, I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about, but the point is that if you are trying to be slick, what that means is you are trying to bait the sub into being sexual or asking to buy content or, asking for a custom or something like that. Like, they'll do shit like, do you want to see me finger myself? Do you want to see a video of me fingering myself? Some dumb shit like that. Out of the blue. It does not work. You need to do it. And I'll make another video. I think I have it on here. I have it on here. On how to transition from small talk into selling, which is like incredibly valuable. That's really where most chatters I've found struggle with 2 things. Okay. Number one, they struggle with the transition from small talk to selling. Some of them just struggle with small talk too, qualifying and commonalities. It takes work. You got to do it. So they struggle with that. They struggle with the transition into sales. And then they struggle with having long PPV sequences, like long sales sequences. They'll sell like one or two things and then they'll give up on the sub. Not good. Mistake number 3, not coming up with additional reasons for the sub to spend money. So this is OnlyFans. And these are, now that I think about it, these are all really like intermediate chatter mistakes. You know, basic chatter mistakes, I don't even want to go into those. Like these are mistakes that chatters make who are good, who can sell, right? That's what they do. You know, these are the mistakes. So number 3, like I said, not coming up with additional reasons for the sub to spend money. What most guys do, what most chatters do, is they come up with some sexy talk sequence and they're like, here's a picture, here's a video. Do you want to buy it? Unlock it? Yes or no? That is one reason for the sub to give you money. What's another reason? Well, what about asking for a tip? You know, ask for a tip. The psychology of making a purchase, of seeing a price, like think about it from an entirely, visceral standpoint, right? The first scenario is this. You are presented with a product, mystery product, that you can't see really what it is. You're only given a few lines of text as a description, and there is a price there, and you have the option to click a button to view it, whatever it is. That's one option. The second option is to have a conversation with somebody, and then that person says something to you, and they say, tip me X amount of dollars, and I will blah, blah, blah. And then they give you the description. Let's say the description is, slightly modified, whatever, because you have to modify it for context. But even that slight difference, that's going to be 2 different ways of selling the same thing. Some guys might prefer tipping. Some guys might prefer purchasing. But the point is that if you only rely on one, then you are limiting yourself, right? There's a lot of people out there, like, think about it like this. Everybody likes to tip. Right? Everybody likes to tip. Yeah, you still have to spend money. You still have to give your own money. But even giving the money, there's still that kind of like silver lining to it where you're like, okay, like I gave that money, but it's a tip, so it'll go to that person and they'll have that extra money. And it's like, you think of tipping as like extra money for them. Whereas with a purchase, it's like, okay, they sold me something. I bought it from them. They said to me, here, buy this. It's just different psychologically. What's another way that you can come up with a sub to send you money? Let's say you start talking about, oh, I really want to buy some new lingerie. I saw this thing at Victoria's Secret. It's $85. I don't have it right now, but I think it would look really good. It's made of satin. It's black. It's this. It's that. Or I want to buy a fucking juicer. I really want to get in shape and get healthier. And there's this juicer that I saw at, I don't know, what's an expensive store? I don't know, whatever. I don't even know where expensive stores are. I don't buy expensive juicers. I don't know, Whole Foods. I saw this juicer at Whole Foods and it was really nice, but it was $89. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And you like create some space and you allow the sub to fucking get the light bulb switched on in his head. And he fucking tips you for the juicer. You know what I mean? And those things are not going to come about. Those situations, those opportunities are not going to present themselves to you or to your chatter if you are not on top of them for having actual fucking conversations with these guys and not just being like, oh, I love my dildo. Oh, my dildo's so nice, sir. Please fuck my dildo. It's like, all right, fucking relax. Number 4, mistakes my chatters make with whales, not asking for enough money. These guys are whales, okay? They buy content all the time. They send money all the time. So why the fuck are you doing a sequence with them and you're only selling them 3 things? Why are you stopping at selling them $120 worth of shit when the model has fucking PPV sequences that are 8 things long? Send him all 8. Take him through all 8. Drag it the fuck out. The reason they don't do it, and again, like I said, it all just comes down to laziness. That every mistake a fucking chatter makes, if he just thinks to himself, or she, God forbid, thinks to themselves, how can I put 10%? Let's not exaggerate and think that they're going to put 50% or 100% more effort. 10%. How do I put 10% more effort into this thing that I'm going to do? You know what? Fuck 10%. 1%. Let's use the Japanese, what the fuck is it called? The Japanese principle of Kaizen. right? Or Kaizen or whatever the fuck it's called. You get 1% better every day. Now, let's say we get 1% better, okay, fine, every day, but in every situation or in these specific situations. You're selling PPVs to a fucking sub, to a whale. He's buying shit. He buys shit all the time. Okay, well, yesterday you sold him a PPV sequence of 2 things. Today, why don't you try selling him 3? And then the next day, sell him 4, and then 5, and then 6, okay? And again, like I said, it really just comes from laziness. It comes from complacency. I have one chatter, okay? This is one of the guys that I reviewed the other day. I have 2 guys on an account that's making a lot of money. One of them, his English is really bad. It's not great English, not great at conversation, but he does numbers every day. So, it is what it is. I have another guy, great English, advanced English, and he fucking types these long messages, and he has these fucking long ass conversations with subs, and I'm like, damn, bro, like, and I reviewed his chat, and I'm like scrolling up to like see where he tried to sell something, and I'm just scrolling up like nonstop, and it's like, damn, bro, like you should be doing twice as much with the effort that you're putting into these conversations. And I told him in the review, I was like, bro, you do not make enough attempts to sell. There's not enough attempts to sell here. There's not enough attempts to ask for money. You can, bro, the way, like, nobody talks to these fucking guys the way that you talk to them. I promise you, there's not a single chatter. I will fucking put money on this. There's not a single chatter in that guy's fucking inbox who's putting this much effort talking to them as you are. And you're happy selling them $120 worth of shit every 3 days. Why are you working so hard? Why the fuck are you working so hard? Like, put a little, and it's not even putting more effort. It's putting less effort, right? Cut the amount of fucking emotional, dish rag stuff you're doing with him by 50%. Increase the sales by 50%, Ask for more money. Chatting is sales, okay? And in any type of sales, you have to ask for the money. You're not going to like give a presentation or do a demonstration and then stop talking and be like, well, I guess I hope they buy it now. I'm not going to try to close them, but like, I hope they call me and they tell me they want it. I hope they show up at my store and just tell me they want to buy everything. No, you got to fucking take the conversation there. Anytime you see me, like, okay, well, it's not a chatting example, but like when I sell my boot camps or when I sell whatever, there's a call to action there. I say, if you want to buy, I don't say like, click the button and buy now. Maybe I should do that. I should be more aggressive. But what I do is I say, if you want to buy it, send me a DM and fucking give me the money. Tell me how you want to pay. Now I'm starting to think maybe I should be more fucking aggressive with it. Like, I don't know. It's food for thought. But anyway, the point is when you're a chatter, you really have to ask for the money. Not every time. Maybe like you got to soften it a little bit. Be like, well, let's say you're asking for, I don't know, fucking car payment or something. Oh, I feel really bad about asking. I feel so guilty. You already do so much for me. And you don't have to give me the whole amount, but like, I'm just short $700. If you can give me anything, then that would be amazing. Let him give however much he wants. You don't know how much he's going to give. He might give 700. He might give 1,700 because he's fucking balling or he's stupid. Who knows? But the point is that you need to ask for more money and you need to ask for money more often. That's really the same kind of thing here. They don't ask for enough money and they don't ask for money often enough. Okay. Easier to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission or beg, something like that. Anyway, those are the 4 mistakes that my chatters make with whales. Let me know what you think. What mistakes do your chatters make with whales? Let me know in a comment and we'll see you in the next one.